welcome to Greenwich. Greenwich is actually one of the London boroughs that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its maritime history. As you can see behind me, we've got the Maritime Museum, which is actually free entry, so if you're in Greenwich, go and have a look. And also we've got the Thames behind us as well. But in front of us, we are actually at the Royal Observatory. The Royal Observatory, its origin was actually to reduce maritime deaths and crashing into rocks, because it was really difficult to tell where sailors were at the time. So what this Royal Observatory did, they mapped out accurate star maps in order to create longitude. So this actually is where longitude 0 is, and is where we measure longitude around the world.
The giant red ball you see here is the Greenwich time ball, not to be confused with New York's Times Square ball. It was an old measure of telling the time to people below, particularly sailors on the Thames, and just before 1 the ball rises to the top, and at 1 PM the ball drops. This process happens every single day since the 1800s. Another reason to visit Greenwich is to visit Greenwich Park, where the Royal Observatory sits, as it has astounding views of London beyond the Thames.
Behind us we have the famous Cutty Sark, which is a ship, is one of the fastest ships in its time, used in a tea trade between China and London, and then was later stopped in 1954 and placed in public display in Greenwich. It's actually only one of 3 left, with its original composition of wood on an iron frame. And its name is actually named after a witch in a poem in the 1700s who was given a sark, which is a piece of clothing, and it was so short because it was given to her as a child that she never took it off, which is where sark comes from, hence Cutty Sark. And you can see her at the front holding a horse's tail.
This is Greenwich Footpath. As Ollie is demonstrating so kindly, it's a path that goes underneath the Thames and can be used instead of the bridges, and allows you to cross between Greenwich and Island Gardens in the north, as there aren't many bridges crossing the river nearby. It's a great and quick way to cross the river, although I must warn you, it's quite freaky to walk underneath the Thames.
We have just crossed, oh my god, I'm so out of breath, it's really embarrassing. We've just crossed the Greenwich footpath, so you can see on the other side, we've come from there, and we're came up here. But it feels really weird walking underneath the Thames, knowing that you have no way out apart from the way that you're going and the way you've come from. But yeah, so now this leads to the other side of the Thames, obviously near Canary Wharf, which is where we're going to grab some food. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.